I am so happy this morning to have a chance to reconnect with a guest who's been a real friend of ours here on 3+U for a number of years, Bill Wolfe from the House of Hope. And we kind of lost touch in the early COVID days. I'm sure life, Bill, for you was very busy because your whole mission there at the House of Hope is to help people. And then these hard times hit. I'm guessing your demand was even greater.
Yes, ma'am, it is, Julie. It's picked up, but we're still able to help people and meet a variety of needs right now.
I'm gonna tell something, a truth on you, Bill. He's a very busy man. So you're a minister, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You also work another job, and then he's over at the House of Hope on a regular basis, helping with things there. So we actually caught you this morning in transit, and you pulled your car over to get out and talk to us this morning. So the background behind you doesn't really mean anything, but it was a safe place for us to talk today.
Yes, ma'am, it is. Yes, ma'am.
You're very busy right now, though, because you've kind of let the house evolve a little bit, and the mission that it's there to serve, which is helping people in your area in Pikeville who are having a hard time financially at no cost, as I remember, but you need dollars to come in, so you've gotten pretty innovative. One thing you're doing is a monthly horse show, right?
Yes, ma'am. A friend of mine, Chip Lowe, does a monthly horse show at the Pikeville Fairgrounds, and he came to us and asked us if we would run the concession stand, and doing so we would benefit profit from that and put it back into the House of Hope.
So so this is something he's been doing anyway. He's just allowing y'all to reap the benefits from it a little bit.
Yes, ma'am. Chip has offered us this to do it this year, and it's been great.
So
we've done one already, and we'll do another one on July the 18th at 5 o'clock at the Pikeville Fairgrounds.
Okay, so when you say it's a horse show, is it a rodeo? Is it English? Is it hunter jumper? What is it?
Well, it's just a variety of things. He makes it kid-friendly where the children can come and show their horses, family-friendly, and there is prizes and awards and things like that, but he just does it so the kids can be involved in it.
That's very fun. Now, you also got the kids and the whole family involved in another way. You can't go to the movies right now, so y'all brought the movies to the house. What are you doing there?
Well, yeah, we're actually doing them in our church parking lot. We're calling it drive-in movie. We have a FM transmitter, and you pull in, turn your radio dial to FM 100.1, and we'll be doing our first movie on July the 11th. We'll start feeding folks at 7 o'clock, and then the movie will be at dark. My daughter and son-in-law have built a big screen, and we'll project it onto that screen, and everybody will just sit in their cars and watch the movie.
So now, Bill, with that one, is there an admission fee to come in, and then the proceeds go to help the house?
No, actually, everything is free that night. We'll be feeding folks hot dogs and things, and everything's free. Now, if they want to make a donation, they can, of course, but everything that night will be free.
Bill, you know people are watching you, I would think, saying, how in the world can they do that for free? Do you sometimes think back to loaves and fishes a little bit here, and somehow there's always a way?
I think a lot about the loaves and fishes, yes. And that's how it works. And people are generous in this area. They say, hey, you're doing this, and we want to help, and we want to give back to help meet the needs and meet the cost of everything that goes on. So people are really generous during this time.
What are some of the things that you're seeing? You mentioned that the needs have risen over these last few weeks. If people want to give in other ways, what do you need right now?
Well, I tell you, I had an unusual request yesterday, but I really am thankful for this request, and we're going to meet that need today. A mother called me. Her daughter is 19 years old, and she works at a local convenience store in Dunlap, and they live in Dunlap, and her car, the motor in it blew up. And her mother was taking her back and forth to work, but now they don't have a car. And she said, preacher, can you get her a bicycle so she can ride her bicycle to work?
Oh.
And I said, yes, ma'am, we'll meet that need. So today we're going to go buy her a bicycle so she can ride to work. She doesn't live that far from work, but it's still, she needs some sort of transportation. So we're going to meet that need with her today.
Look, you have been on our show before, not talking anything specific like this, but you've gotten to the parking lot to head back up there, and you've gotten phone calls from people who are wanting to give you things. So if somebody has a car and they wanted to give it to you, can they do it and earmark it for that young girl?
Oh, yes, ma'am, they sure can. Matter of fact, Julie, we've received not one but two cars by being on your show, and put them in the hands of people who needed them to go to work and things like that, and it's been such a blessing.
Are there, do you ever have, I know you're far from us, so that if people have a transportation issue, it's hard to then get into Chattanooga, but do employers work with you? Do they let you know when they have jobs open and that kind of thing?
They do, yes, ma'am. It's been very good. People, they ask, if we need, if we have certain people with certain kind of skills and things like that. So yes, they do. They call me and they're looking for people a lot.
Would you say that one of the greatest skills the people in your neck of the woods bring to a job is a dedication to it?
Yes, ma'am. There's a lot of young people right now that are really dedicated. For instance, this young lady's dedicated to her job, and she needs her job real bad, but she just, it's a little too far to walk, but she's willing to ride the bicycle and go to work. So it's been, I'm thankful for her dedication to her job.
I think it's wonderful, and I know you kind of work with our Chattanooga area food bank, so if people wanted
Yes,
to simply give a monetary gift, are you using that to purchase food?
Yes, ma'am. We're using that to purchase food, and we're also using that. We're seeing a great need. Right now, people that are on food stamps, they're getting the maximum amount of food stamps, and they're telling me really right now, the food, they're okay with food, but they need things like laundry detergent, soaps, paper towels, toilet tissue, things like that. So we've been focusing a lot on those type of items.
Do you find, this has been a hard time, Bill, for so many people, I'm sure, with all the different hats you wear, from your job at the bank to your role as a minister to what you do with the house. You find yourself counseling people quite a bit, but it's real easy, I think, right now to have a feeling of kind of hopelessness, even if you haven't been that affected by the circumstances we find ourselves in. If you had never had the bravery and the courage to follow your gut instinct on opening up this house for the purpose you did, you and your team, you wouldn't have been able to touch this many people's lives. So would you encourage people to listen to their own internal voice?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I'd encourage them to pray and seek the Lord's guidance during this time. But, there's hope. Don't ever give up. There's always hope. And during this time, we need to band together and love one another and take care of one another and encourage one another.
Well, if people want to come up and be a part of the drive-in movie or the horse show is the third Saturday of every month, right?
Right.
And the July drive-in movie is July 11th at Lee Station Baptist Church.
Right, exactly.
And anybody is welcome to come, and if they can give a donation, that would be wonderful when they're there?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. Yes, anyone's welcome, and we'll feed them and watch a great movie, and if they'd like to give a donation, that'll be awesome also.
Well, I am very, very grateful on this otherwise dreary day, Bill, to see your face. It's been far too long, so thanks for your time.
Thank you, hon. Maybe we'll get together soon.
One of these days, my friend, one of these days. You can find out more. You can contact Bill if you want to. His phone number is 423-667-2287. The church he's a part of is Lee Station Baptist Church, so it's lsbchouseofhope.com is the website up there in Pikeville. And in spite of all that we're dealing with, they're still finding a way to help. We're back after this.
Thank you for helping us raise $1.35 million for the children of St. Jude.